Welcome back. It's the Renegade podcast. Today we about to check out a clip. Brother Polight defending Dr. York. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Everybody that's gotten into the nation, organization, into the right knowledge, they all went through their own different transformations. So they look up to Malachi as a spiritual leader, different titles, you know. So for them to separate that image of him from him being an actual human being is very hard to do.
And someone asks me who I pray to, I pray to him, a living God. That's me.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't believe in worshiping or acknowledging people after they've passed. I believe in acknowledging them and worshiping them while they're alive. I think too much of that is going on with people who worship the dead. My father left me age 8.
Yeah.
And I met my mother when I was age 17. She died the week I met her. So, and all I had really was my grandmother until she passed. And then I wound up being homeless, and my life took a different course. And because of my socio-economical disposition, I was more inclined towards doing negative things like, you know, robbing, stealing, and just had the world in a whole negative outlook.
Yeah.
And until I read one of his books, and just his books alone changed me, you know, to the point where I realized like I was on the wrong path. And that's something that the person that accuses them of doing things, whether right or wrong, can never change from me personally.
You know, I agree that it's a lot of people that when they picked up a book, listen to a tape, that they like change.
That's right.
You know, and I would agree with you there. And I would also agree, I mean, it happens in different philosophies as well. Christianity, I mean, sometimes when people get into certain things and their life is going a certain way, it changes their life. You know, because especially when you down on the wrong path, you know what I'm saying, you open to do anything. You open to rob, steal, this and that. So if you open to do all those things, then there's also room for positive enforcements to get in there. And if the right type of positive information get in, then it can kind of snap you out of that path and start bringing you on the right path.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't disagree with that fact, and that's actually why everything grew the way it grew, and why it prospered the way it prospered, and then because it was exact and it was on point to what that was its purpose. But see, when you see, I'm speaking on behalf of the children or the people that had to testify or that testified.
That had to testify based on what that he did do something to them.
Well, I say had to testify because some people didn't testify. So some people felt it in them that they had to do this, like it's something that they had to do. For me, it felt like it was something that I had to do because one, like I told you, both my sisters went through the same thing I went through.
And
both of my older sisters.
Do you mind sharing? I don't know nothing.
Sharing what? Okay, well, both of my sisters been molested.
By who?
By Malachi York. By Pops, Barbara, you know, Esau, Mom Esau, whatever. You know, he has sex with them, and they was.
At what ages?
At what ages? I mean, you know, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around what age? You know, I
mean,
ain't trying
13,
to be
14, 7, 8. You know, and I will only speak for myself as far as the personal thing that I've been through.
Of course, you.
And as far as if, you know, and I don't want to get graphic. One, you know, okay, I'm a dude. I'm not gonna be walking around saying that I've been molested, this and that happened. As a man, you don't want to be going around saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when in my situation or the way I grew up, I was ready to move on. I left in 2001. I was ready to just live my life, move on, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The people started doing the investigations and stuff. The FBI started doing the investigations, started trying to get statements from people. Both my sisters went ahead and gave their statements.
Yeah.
I still had nothing to do with it. No statement, no nothing. When I realized, okay, they're about to go to court. You know, and I went through the same thing that they went through. Like, I'm my mother's only son. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm the man of the family. You know what I'm saying? My sisters were going to stand up for themselves, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? So, I was like, okay, well, and then that's when I gave my statement, and that's when I decided that, you know, that I was going to go ahead and do it. Nobody wants to see they family go get locked away. So I really understand how hard it is for people that's deeply involved in it also. And people got to understand, I was born and raised in it too. So I understand from inside out also what it feels like not to have this person around still giving leadership. You know, so it's not no stranger, no random person that's saying, oh, this happened. I mean, this, this stuff, like, I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was upstate New York after Brooklyn. I was upstate New York when he first, touched me or whatever, in molested, And so from 7 to 14, 7 years that I went through this, you know what I'm saying? And that's my story.
Would you say there's been over 20 children molested by Dr. York?
I would say so. I mean, I would say that it was, if I could confirm people that I could strongly confirm, it would be about 15 or 20 people.
Obviously, if over 15 to 20 children were being molested, we have to now say, how come the adults wasn't saying nothing? Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. York too? How come they're free to testify about it?
You understand the adults were separated from their children. So you had the girls in one house, the boys in one house, the women in one place, the brothers in one place. Everybody was separated. So it wasn't no house with a family, and then you could recognize when your child is gone.
You mean to tell the world that none of these children had enough sense in their mind to go tell their parent that this isn't right? I've been touched sexually, I've been sexually abused. Not one child out of all these children. It could have stopped so long ago if just one child or just one adult. What caused all of this to come out? First you hear nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
You hear nothing from nobody. Then you hear something from everybody, or all at the same time.
They might not have been the medium to talk to anybody about the situation.
Not even their parents.
I mean, that's why, of course. I could have told my mother.
We chose not to.
It's not that I chose not to. To really explain it would really take a lot. But I mean, you're not really yourself when you're not. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got esteem. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no. You know what I'm saying? You can't even face, like, my mother had to, when she found out from my sister and she came to me and asked me about it, and I still really couldn't even tell her. I had to say, well, I had sex with the girl and he was there. And that was my way of telling her that, yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's when the initial conversation, and this is like 2 weeks before we left. It was something I was under. I couldn't tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. It was something that held me to not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked up to him as my dad. Because I looked up to him as the person that he was. I thought he was a God figure. I thought he, and all those reasons, like, I'm trying to, like, see why is this going on? What's the significance? I'm young. I don't even know what really into sex, and I don't.
Why do you think he's locked up for 135 years, underground 60 feet, in a super max penitentiary with no one with a case likened to his own, amongst cannibals? Not because what you think he should be locked up for, why you think he's locked up.
Well, I mean, to answer your question in the way that I think you're asking it, you know what I'm saying? Because one, you have a black leader that was getting black people together and was building a sovereign nation.
Tell me if this is something you believe. That's not what I want to hear. What do you personally believe, dealing with the facts of the matter? Not denying you of your experience, but based on what we all know, what is necessary to lock a person up when you accuse them of these type of things.
What I know from history is that whenever you have a black leader that's uplifting the people, that's doing something for the community, that's bringing people together, and that's building people and elevating people, then they get taken down. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't have been taken down, and he hasn't been taken down until they found something to take him down with. If he threw everything away by molesting kids, did he really care about everybody else? This is what I have to live with. I have to live with how do I come across the people that's in the knowledge and even vibe with them and talk to them on a regular level, and people looking at me one way.
Nah, that's all good. You can always come to a class of ours.
That's cool, but you know what I'm saying. But it is. But see, the thing is that
it don't make you a bad person.
At the end of the day, people's always gonna have his word over anybody else's word because that's all they know.
No, at the end of the day, he's locked up, so obviously they took your word over everyone else's. It doesn't matter, like I told you, if we say he's innocent, when he's still locked up in prison. Your word accounted for everything.
Well, I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? I can only face what's in front of me. And everything that's in front of me, I see people that's being misled. I see people that's under the impression, and even though...
misled by what? Because people are saying Doc is being railroaded. That people are saying none of this has to do with the case as far as the government is concerned. The government don't give a damn about the accusations.
Saying that
are you hearing what I'm saying?
You got people saying that kids haven't been molested. I can't see what you're seeing. I can't see I know what happened to me, I know what
Fine.
he did. I know what kind of person he is. You know what I'm saying? So
what kind of person he is? That's the question I want to ask you. What kind of person is Dr. York?
I mean, you get what you see. You get what you see.
Tell me,
but
who is he to
what
you?
people didn't see is also the
I asked
stuff
about
that was
other
going
people.
on.
I want to know
Now,
about you
99
personally. I want to get into your mind. I want to know, what is he to you? Who is he to you?
Who he is to me right now? He's somebody that did a lot of things great, but had his flaws, and didn't correct those flaws. And he had years and years and years to correct those flaws. He didn't correct those flaws. Now I came back, and now he's incarcerated. Should he be in there? Should he be out? Someone like him shouldn't be incarcerated if they uplifted the community and doing what he did. But if you're gonna do that, and on top of that, still do the wrong thing for years and years and years, then you definitely shouldn't be out on the streets. That's if I was the devil, the perfect devil is the one who's gonna be a pastor, a preacher, or the one doing the right thing, and actually the one doing the wrong thing and send you to hell. That's the perfect devil right there. If I was a devil right now, I'll be telling you to do the right thing. I'll be telling you to live your life this way, and I'll be sending you right to hell. The devil knows the gospel as well as any pastor or preacher. So if the devil is going to do his job, what better way to do it than to have everybody lifting themselves or doing the right thing? And in actuality, it's like they're going up, but they're going this way. It's not just up. It's like they're going up and they're going astray. You know what I'm saying? That's the only really way that the devil could do his job, is to deceive people into thinking that he's actually God, to deceive people into thinking that he's actually Christ. That's why they say you will have false prophets and false messiahs. I would respect a wolf. If I was a sheep, I would respect a wolf that approached me and tried to hunt me down than a wolf that came in sheep clothing.
My whole argument in this whole situation is, should people be locked up based on what people believe? I got the right to be angry. You know why? Because the Lord promises me something different. The Lord promises me that we will lock people up beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's what the Lord promises me.
Yeah. But in this case, it was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. And those 12 people made the decision.
It's not. So what's the point?
If you want to fight for
it's your matter of opinion if you would have
fight for it for another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molesting kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay. Genetic
evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny. Scientifically, we say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God, I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there, much like I believe most Christians don't identify with everything their God does, because it says their God is a jealous God. And some Christians would tell you it's not right to be jealous. And some would tell you that, they shouldn't be vengeful, but in the Bible it tells you Most High is a vengeful God. And it tells you shouldn't hate, but it tells you that God loved Jacob and he hated Esau. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the difference between being a proud Nubian and saying that he's innocent. Okay, that's two different people. I could be a proud Nubian because I was born in Nuwapu, but it's two different kinds of people.
Are you a proud Nubian, if that's the case?
I can be, but how can I be a proud Nubian if the Nubians are saying that he's innocent and I'm saying that this happened to me? So now it is. You see how we sitting down talking. That's. But see, the thing is that, now is my word against the master teacher's word, and whose word is they gonna take?
I know one thing the master teacher always taught is that when you're looking at the sides of the truth, there's his side, her side, his or her side versus his or her side. But really, in actuality, it's just the truth. Your side, their side, and just the truth. There's only one truth.
And then Dr. York. This is crazy. And you heard him say, oh yeah, we only trust science. We only trust the DNA and all of that type of stuff. Look, his DNA just got caught at the scene. So what, you just told on yourself just now, basically? Like, that's what it seemed like. Seemed like you just told on yourself. Man, this is crazy. Let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like the video. Definitely share the video. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.